All right, gotta go. All right, there he is right there.
Hi, I'm Gary Pastor, owner and founder of Private Eyes Incorporated. Today we have our investigative photographers with us, and they're going to give you a feel of what it really feels like to be a private investigator for a day. We're going to go out in the field. We're going to follow some subjects. We're going to be in some sneaky positions, but I want you to feel what an investigator does and how they operate.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, we're on the way. Thank you. All right, gotta go. Got a target that's on the move. Woman just called. Her husband's on the move. He's got to meet somebody at lunch. We gotta go. All right, let's see if we can catch up with this guy real quick. Gotta find the right parking spot. Gotta find the right surveillance spot. All right, there he is right there. He's on the phone. He has no idea. He's not even looking. Wife just tried to call him a couple minutes ago and wasn't able to reach him. She said he's been acting weird and said something about having plans at lunch. It's shortly before lunchtime, and she just called and said that he's up to something. So that's why we're setting up on him. Looks like he's getting ready to move. We want to try to maintain a visual without getting too close and without him knowing that we're behind him. According to his wife, he's got a girlfriend that he likes to meet, especially before the weekend. They usually go to a local hotel, but they've been switching up the hotel of where they're meeting. We want to be extremely careful. We don't want to run any red lights or get in an accident if we're focused on him. But at the same time, we don't want to lose him either. All right, there's his license plate. We're sure that that's him. He's still by himself, so that's good. And it looks like he's still on the phone with somebody. His wife just messaged me and said that she still can't reach him. So obviously that phone call is more important than talking to his wife. Darn, he's turning. All right, I hope we don't lose him. Kind of in the wrong lane here, but trapped. See if we can turn around and catch up with him. All right, I hope we didn't lose him. This could be a big day. This could be it. So you might do 10 or 15 hours of surveillance, just sitting, waiting for the right opportunity. And then when it happens quick. If you're not paying attention, if you're sitting there listening to a podcast or watching a movie or reading a book and not focused on your target, you could miss it. It only takes a second for that person to come out and disappear into traffic or get into somebody else's car in a parking lot. You could blow the whole case. Or if you do it right, you could open and shut the whole case all in the same day. All right, let's see if we can catch up with him. I lost him down here at the stoplight near a gas station. All right, I lost visual right here at the intersection. He was turning, headed over toward the gas station or Taco Bell, so maybe he's getting something to eat or getting fuel. What bothers me is there's a hotel right here too. I hope I didn't miss it. Is that him right there? I think that's his vehicle right there. That's it right there. Still doesn't have anybody in the car with him, so that's good. I can just see the back end of his vehicle from here. Wait for him to move or see if somebody gets in the car with him. Trying to keep the client up to date as well. I want to try to stay out of the view because I don't want him walking by seeing me, especially if he saw me in traffic. A lot of times we'll swap vehicles 2-3 times during an investigation so that we can have a different footprint. We don't want somebody seeing the same car following them all the time. We'll use different investigators. We might use disguises, put on a hat. I've been known to wear a wig from time to time, whatever it takes to get the job done. It's always important to make sure that you have some food on hand. You might be working long hours. You might have to use the restroom in the car. All the provisions that you need to think about for being in a location for a long period of time and not moving. Making sure you got plenty of fuel. Battery backups for your phones. Chargers. All right, saw taillights. He's moving. He's moving. He's still by himself, though. There he is. There he is. Let a couple cars get in between us because I don't want to be too close to him. He's pulling into that road and over there by Taco Bell. That's good. It's so easy to lose somebody in traffic. A lot of times we'll use a GPS tracking device on a vehicle. It'll help us to keep track of where that vehicle is. If we lose visual of it, we can pick it back up. In a situation like this, if I lose visual, then we're done. I don't have a tracker on his vehicle. Aha. There he is. Down the other end. So he pulled into a hotel parking spot all the way at the end. Out of the way. And he's at this hotel. Question is, why is he here? All right, we've been sitting here for what feels like forever. He's just getting out of the vehicle. He's walking toward the hotel. Nice. He's on the phone with somebody. Documentation is one of the most important things. We've got to have video or photograph documentation. I can go into court and testify all day long, but when I show a photograph or a video, that seals the deal. All right, now let's see what happens next. So he sat in his car for about 40 minutes. I didn't see anybody of question pull into the parking lot. I didn't see like a single female park and get out and walk in or anything like that yet. So it's possible she could already be in there, or maybe she's not here yet. Now it's the hard part, waiting. We followed our subject. He left work early on a Friday. Wife tried to reach him at work. He wouldn't answer. Coworker said he was gone for the day. Followed him for a little bit. Was able to follow him to a gas station after losing him. Then he went right next door to a hotel. We're going to sit here until he comes out. And it could be a long day. So we're just going to sit and wait. And hopefully when he comes out, the female or whoever he is meeting will come out at the same time or close to the same time. I think we missed her. I think she's already in there. There's a couple cars in the parking lot. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Now the fun begins. All right, so we've been sitting here a while. It is 6:30 at night and still no movement. I'm not really sure how long this guy's going to be here. He could stay all night. It's just one of the things we have to do. We have to be prepared just in case. I had to move because where I was sitting before, I had a good vantage point, and then a car pulled in and blocked my view, and I couldn't see anything. So now I'm actually in the hotel parking lot, just trying to blend in the best I can. Hopefully something will happen before too long. Wait a minute, somebody's coming. Oh, that's them. That's them right there. Oh yeah, holding hands. Yep, that's him. It must be her vehicle there. I ran around a little while ago and took down the license plates of all the vehicles, so. We should be able to run that and find out exactly who she is. And there we go. A sign of public affection. Been in the hotel for several hours together, 9 hours. Now when she pulls out, I'll zoom in real tight on her license plate and make sure that I get that. But I've got to get him also going back to his vehicle. All right, she's heading out. There we go. Got it. There we go, right here. Just gonna wait for him to get out of here. I don't want to take off yet. And that right there is how it's done. Good stuff. I think the client will be happy with those results. Clients are never happy with finding out that their spouse is seeing somebody else, but by the time they hire us, they've got that gut feeling. They know something's not right, and they hire us to prove it, and that's what we do. That's the client right there. All right, now plenty of time to type up my report and get all the video processed and take some still photos out of it and put it together in a nice, neat little package so that I can present it to the attorney, and the attorney can figure out what to do with it from there. So, good night, successful, and now I'm ready to call it a night and get something to eat.
If you think that you need an investigator and you're ready to hire, or you just have questions, feel free to contact us. You can either contact our toll-free number, which is 866-PRIEYES, or you can go to our website, www.pryeyes.com. That's PRIEYES.com for more information. Keep in mind that any information that I've shared today or on any of our other shows is my personal and professional opinion based on 30 years of experience. This is not legal advice and should not take the place of you speaking to an attorney. Don't be taken advantage of. Make sure to check out your investigator before you hire them. If you did it on your own or hire your neighbor or friend or relative, that evidence is probably not going to be admissible in court, and they could be facing criminal charges for following someone around illegal. Your neighbor or a friend is not properly licensed to do an investigation. If you end up in court, all that evidence could be garbage. It could be a waste of your time and your money. You put a GPS unit on their car to track their movements. That's cyber stalking. These things can get you in a lot of trouble, and it's not worth it. Is it an invasion of your privacy for someone to put a GPS unit on your vehicle? The answer is no. You have no expectation of privacy on the exterior of a motor vehicle or on a public road or highway. Hire a professional to do the job correctly. On today's episode, we're going to do a little bit of surveillance. I want you to see what it feels like to be an investigator. So stay with us. There's a lot more to come. I'm Gary Pastor, and this is In My Defense. All right, we got to go. Target that's on the move. Woman just called. Her husband's on the move. He's got to meet somebody at lunch. We want to try to maintain a visual without getting too close and without him knowing that we're behind him. According to his wife, he's got a girlfriend that he likes to meet, especially before the weekend. They usually go to a local hotel, but they've been switching up the hotel of where they're meeting. We want to be extremely careful. A lot of times we'll swap vehicles 2-3 times during an investigation so that we can have a different footprint. We don't want somebody seeing the same car following them all the time. We'll use different investigators. We might use disguises, put on a hat. I've been known to wear a wig from time to time, whatever it takes to get the job done. What if someone wants to photograph you in public? Is that legal? Absolutely. If you're in the public space, you have no expectation of privacy. Nowadays, everybody with a cell phone wants to videotape the police or every situation that takes place. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you do it professionally, respectfully, without interfering with the law enforcement investigation. These are just some of the things we're going to talk about in today's episode. Stay tuned. Is a private investigator a police officer? No. Many private investigators used to be police officers, and after leaving law enforcement, they decided to continue to serve the public in the capacity where they can Work Investigations. It's an individual with proper training, licensing, insurance that works for the private individual. Today we have our investigative photographers with us, and they're going to give you a feel of what it really feels like to be a private investigator for a day. We're going to go out in the field, follow some subjects. We're going to be in some sneaky positions, but I want you to feel what an investigator does and how they operate.
I don't want to run any red lights or get in an accident if we're focused on him, but we don't want to lose him either. All right, there's his license plate. We're sure that that's him. He's by himself. And it looks like he's on the phone with somebody. His wife just messaged me and said that she still can't reach him. So obviously that phone call is more important than talking to his wife. Darn, he's turning. All right, I hope we don't lose him. Kind of in the wrong lane here, but trapped. See if we can turn around and catch up with him. All right, I hope we didn't lose him. This could be a big day. This could be it.
What is a private investigator? It's exactly what it sounds like. If you need to hire somebody to do a job that maybe law enforcement didn't do, maybe it's a cheating spouse, maybe it's a child custody case, maybe it's just looking at the evidence, that's what a private investigator is here for. We're here to serve the public and work on your behalf, to give you an unbiased, professional opinion that can be used in court when necessary. So what can a private investigator do? Many people think that they drive around in a red Ferrari and swim in the ocean in Hawaii. Those things don't take place. A private investigator is busy all the time. Your reputation speaks for itself.
You might do 10 or 15 hours of surveillance, just sitting waiting for the right opportunity. And then when it happens quick. If you're not paying attention, if you're sitting there listening to a podcast or watching a movie or reading a book and not focused on your target, you could miss it. Documentation is one of the most important things. We've got to have video or photograph documentation. I can go into court and testify all day long, but when I show a photograph or a video, that seals the deal.
Investigations come in through our website, through phone calls. They're filtered through our investigative team and our leadership team to determine whether or not we have conflicts of interest. Should we take this case? Is it legal? Is it ethical? And do we think that there's an outcome that we can gather from it? Those are all determining factors of whether or not we will even accept the case. So what does it take to become a private investigator? The state of North Carolina says you have to have 3,000 hours of experience. 3,000, that's a lot. They equate that to about 3 years of law enforcement as a detective. Or if you have military experience or a degree, they give you some credit for that as well. The most important thing is getting properly licensed and properly trained. Licensing. When it comes to a private investigator's license, the application process can be difficult. They check your credit report, they check your background, your previous employment, references. There's a lot that goes into it. But the state of North Carolina says you have to have a private investigator's license in order to do investigations for the public. If you're taking money for providing a service, you should be properly licensed. And if you're not, it's a misdemeanor in the state. You can ask an investigator for their license. They'll be happy to show it to you if they're legit. Ask them for a copy of their insurance policy. How long they've been in business. What is their reputation? Because when it comes down to it, their reputation becomes your reputation in court. What is the background of your investigator? How many years in law enforcement do they have? How many cases have they worked? How many cases have they testified about?
It only takes a second for that person to come out and disappear into traffic or get into somebody else's car in a parking lot. You could blow the whole case. Or if you do it right, you could open and shut the whole case all in the same day. All right, let's see if we can catch up with him. I lost him down here at the stoplight near a gas station. All right, I lost visual right here at the intersection. He was turning, headed over toward the gas station or Taco Bell, so maybe he's getting something to eat or getting fuel. What bothers me is there's a hotel right here too. Hope I didn't miss it. Is that him right there? I think that's his vehicle right there. That's it right there. Still doesn't have anybody in the car with him, so that's good. I can see the back end of his vehicle from here. Wait for him to move or see if somebody gets in the car with him. Trying to keep the client up to date as well. I want to stay out of the view because I don't want him seeing me, especially if he saw me in traffic. Take a moment and hit the subscribe button for all things protective, security, and investigative. What types of cases do investigators work? It's not just a cheating spouse. It's not just the workers' comp case where someone is faking an injury. It's everything from attorney-referred murder cases for defense, all the way to missing persons or identity theft. Nowadays, electronics are a big deal. People are using cell phones, WhatsApp, Snapchat, and everything else you can think of to communicate or to lure your children into unsafe situations. Private investigators do have the ability to take some of that information, analyze it, trace it back, and find the right people. So if you think you're a victim, first thing you should do is contact a professional. We've had cases where folks were catfished. Nice older man or woman who has worked hard their entire life, and then someone wants to date them online. Now that individual starts asking for money. You start seeing some red flags. They don't want to meet you in person. They don't want to talk on the phone. They're using somebody else's photograph. Some of these things have to be investigated. I can't tell you how many times we've investigated folks that were taken advantage of financially or emotionally by someone online. That's the biggest way that people are scamming right now. Have you ever experienced anything like this before? Please share your comments with us. Before you become a victim, protect yourself by allowing a professional to do their job. Cases might start on the street, but many cases end up in court. We partake in rewriting laws, putting together new statutes, new rules for the state. Where it comes to private investigators in the security field, we're very active. North Carolina General Statute 74C governs private investigators, and you can take a look at that law for yourself and interpret it on your own. But when it comes down to it, you need a licensed, trained, insured professional. Now, every case doesn't end up in court. Many cases are adjudicated or litigated outside of court between attorneys or spouses or coworkers, and they're handled privately. That's the best case scenario. If a private investigator does their job correctly, maybe that case will never go to court. If the evidence speaks for itself, there's no need to take it and drag everybody through court. Making sure that your investigator is properly licensed ensures that your evidence that was gathered can be used properly. You only get one shot at this thing, so make sure that you're using a professional. If this information was helpful, please share it with someone else. It's always important to make sure that you have all the provisions that you need for being in a location for a long period of time and not moving. Making sure you got plenty of fuel, battery backups for your phones, chargers. All right, saw taillights. He's moving. He's still by himself though. There he is. Let a couple cars get in between us because I don't want to be too close to him. He's pulling into that road and over there by Taco Bell. It's so easy to lose somebody in traffic. A lot of times we'll use a GPS tracking device on a vehicle. It'll help us keep track of where that vehicle is. If we lose visual of it, we can pick it back up. In a situation like this, if I lose visuals, then we're done. I don't have a tracker on his vehicle. So you hear folks talk about my spouse is doing something they're not supposed to. Now that individual thinks that they're going to follow their spouse or put a GPS tracking device on their spouse's vehicle. Understand what the law says. When you follow your spouse, that's domestic violence stalking. When dealing with a GPS tracking device, you can buy one online, but keep in mind it's illegal to use for you. You put a GPS unit on their car to track their movements. That's cyber stalking. These things can get you in a lot of trouble, and it's not worth it. A private investigator has an exemption under the cyber stalking statute saying that a private investigator can use a GPS unit as long as it's being used properly and legally. Hire a professional to do the job correctly. Aha, there he is, down the other end. So, he pulled into a hotel parking spot all the way at the end, out of the way. And he's at this hotel. Question is, why is he here? All right, we've been sitting here for what feels like forever. He's getting out of the vehicle. He's walking toward the hotel. Nice. He's on the phone with somebody. Today's private investigator is the modern day ninja. They have to blend in. They have to fit in. Different types of covert vehicles blending into their environment, and then they have to gather the evidence ethically and legally for it to be usable for you. Private investigators generally do not break the law. It's our job to gather evidence unbiasedly and professionally. That includes not speeding, not running red lights, not driving across the sidewalk to follow a subject, not breaking into homes, not opening doors that shouldn't be open, not manipulating car doors or pieces of plastic on cars to hide GPS units. How long is it going to take to get my evidence? It just depends on the type of case. Sometimes it takes hours. Other times, it might take days or weeks. Ultimately, with our company, you're in charge. You tell us when to start, you tell us when to stop. Here at Private Eyes, we will never send you a bill for an overage that you did not authorize. I've seen cases go as quickly as 2 hours. I've seen other cases that have lingered on, such as a criminal defense case, a murder case for a defense attorney. It might go on for 2 years. So again, it just depends on the type of case and how complex it is. Most of the time, your gut is correct. If you think something's not right, suddenly your spouse has started going to the gym on a regular basis. Maybe they're changing the way that they dress, leaving for work early, or coming back late, unexplained absences. Maybe they're texting and hiding their phone, locking their phone, or keeping it under their pillow. These are signs. And when the signs start to add up, it's time for you to take action. Is your investigator going to cut corners? I can tell you that here at Private Eyes, we do not cut corners. Everything that we do is within the confines of the law, and we are very active in making sure that those laws are upheld. So if we're going to have to catch that individual doing something that they shouldn't be doing by their restrictions, or a cheating spouse case, when is the opportunity? Are they meeting at lunch? Everybody needs to hire a private investigator. They just don't know it yet.
All right. Now let's see what happens next. So he sat in his car for about 40 minutes. I didn't see anybody of question pull into the parking lot. I didn't see like a single female park and get out and walk in or anything like that yet. It's possible she could already be in there, or maybe she's not here yet. Now it's the hard part, waiting. We followed our subject. He left work early on a Friday. Wife tried to reach him at work. He wouldn't answer. Coworker said he was gone for the day. Followed him for a little bit. Was able to follow him to a gas station after losing him. He went right next door to a hotel. We're gonna sit here until he comes out. And it could be a long day. I think we missed her. So we're just gonna sit and wait. And hopefully when he comes out, the female or whoever he is meeting will come out at the same time, close to the same time. I think she's already in there. There's a couple cars in the parking lot. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Now the fun begins. All right, so I've been sitting here a while. It is 6:30 at night and still no movement. I'm not really sure how long this guy's gonna be here. He could stay all night. It's just one of the things we have to do. We have to be prepared just in case. I had to move because where I was sitting before, I had a good vantage point, and then a car pulled in and blocked my view and I couldn't see anything. So now I'm in the hotel parking lot, trying to blend in the best I can. Hopefully something will happen before too long. Wait a minute, somebody's coming. Oh, that's them. That's them right there. Oh yeah, holding hands. Yep, that's him. It must be her vehicle there. I ran around a little while ago and took down the license plates of all the vehicles, so we should be able to run that and find out exactly who she is. And there we go. The sign of public affection. Been in the hotel for several hours together. Now when she pulls out, I'll zoom in real tight on her license plate and make sure that I get that, but I've got to get him also, going back to his vehicle. All right, she's heading out. There we go. Got it. There we go, right here. Just gonna wait for him to get out of here. I don't want to take off yet. And that right there is how it's done.
good stuff. Clients are never happy with finding out that their spouse is seeing somebody else, but I think the client will be happy with those results. By the time they hire us, they've got that gut feeling. They know something's not right, and they hire us to prove it. And that's what we do. That's the client right there. All right, now time to type up my report and get all the video processed and take some still photos out of it, put it together in a nice, neat little package so that I can present it to the attorney, and the attorney can figure out what to do with it from there. Good night, successful, and now I'm ready to call it a night and get something to eat. If you need an investigator and you're ready to hire, or you just have questions, feel free to contact us. You can either contact our toll-free number, which is 866-PRIEYES, or you can go to our website, www.pryeyes.com. It's PRIEYES.com for more information. Any information that I've shared today or on any of our other shows is my personal and professional opinion based on 30 years of experience. This is not legal advice and should not take the place of you speaking to an attorney.